Hello! Sensei Victoria Whitfield here from victoriawhitfield.com for your weekly love letter. This week's topic is a continuation of the series on how to love yourself. Hashtag H2LYS. This topic is practice what you teach. Every week I go into channeling and asking my guides, what do we need to know specifically on how to love ourselves? And I got a direct answer from my guides that said, practice what you teach, rather than saying practice what you preach. We're all teachers at heart. We're not really about being on the soapbox and telling other people what to do. But if you're watching this video, chances are you're a teacher at heart as well. You love giving advice, and you give great advice to people who will listen to you. But to anyone who will hear you, or anyone who's around, you're willing to give suggestions about how to improve performance, how to improve quality of life, how to solve problems. You and me both, we're problem solvers. However, the advice from the energy this week on how to love yourself is practice what you teach. Now, there's the old saying that's practice what you preach, and that's basically a quiet commentary on hypocrisy, making sure that you're not being a hypocrite. But that's not really what I'm trying to get at in saying practice what you teach. The intention that I sense in the energy coming from Spirit is less about worrying about whether or not you're being a hypocrite or anything like that, but instead it's taking your own advice. You are a great teacher. You are a great mentor. You are a great advisor. Good stuff comes out of you when you give suggestions. The thing is you deserve that level of love and that level of enlightenment. You deserve to use the tools that are in your toolbox. They're not just there to give all away to everyone else. If other people's situations come up and they say, hey, can you help me out with XYZ, or what do you think? It's wonderful, and I know, very affirming and fulfilling to help others. However, that can start to drain you. And I teach this a lot, but you know, it needs repeating. That can drain you when you're only giving away the energy rather than first sharing your gifts with yourself. So I'm going to be direct and speak to the creative types, my creative problem solvers, my creative scientists, my creative healers, therapists, counselors. Take your own advice. Just take your own advice. Listen to yourself the next time you are counseling a friend. Perhaps they're going through a little bit of drama, or when you're counseling a patient or a client, when you're giving advice to your boss or to someone that you work with. Listen to the constructive criticism as well as suggestions in changes in behavior that you're expecting other people to make. And pause when you give the advice, turn it back on yourself. Are you doing that already? The thing that you're suggesting someone else do? One of the universal laws is of resonance. And that ties in with the philosophy of what is called the sacred mirror. Sacred mirror. The philosophy of the sacred mirror goes that all things are a sacred mirror. As within, so without. As above, so below. Remember that phrase? The law of resonance has to do with the law of attraction. So that which is similar to you is attracted to you. Right? Resonant frequencies tend to be drawn to one another and want to attune or tune up, tune down to be in consonance. the law of resonance. Those both being said, if we're looking at it from the sacred mirror's perspective on life, all life in general, anyone that you are giving advice to is you. Let me pause for a second and repeat that. Anyone that you are giving advice to or that you are teaching, giving suggestions to, is you. That being said, if you are seeing some type of a behavior that needs to change in someone outside of you, that means that there is either an aspect of that behavior within you that needs to change, that you need to take a look at, or they are mirroring something in you. It's a reflection. Every person, every environment, every experience, anything that presents to you. This is with the philosophy of the sacred mirrors. We'll be going into that in depth on Sunday for the Sacred Mirrors Love and Relationships Healing Retreat. Everything is a reflection of you. So you want to approach that with an open mind and an open heart. All the more so, you need to practice what you teach. Why? You are teaching yourself. And I am within a conundrum right now, because I'm sharing with you and giving advice, but I know that every time I shoot one of these videos, it's because I am loving not just you, but myself in you. And you are drawn to me because you see a part of yourself in me. A wonderful teacher of mine, Tulku Lobsang, said that I, as the teacher, am a gateway for you to love yourself. Beautiful. Beautiful, that sums it up. Everyone is a gateway for you to love yourself, especially if you are giving out advice and healing and teaching. So every week I pull an oracle card to weigh in on the subject. Really interesting card popped up, came out of the Goddess Guidance Oracle Cards deck by Doreen Virtue. As always, you can come here to the dojo, 7 decks and counting. Here that you can pull for a reading for yourself anytime you come, and that's free and open to all students and clients here. But the oracle card, the goddess that came through, very interesting. I haven't read yet what she has to say, but the goddess that came out was Sulis. Sulis. So a very beautiful picture of the goddess with the bodies of water flowing down through her, very, very natural green. I have this sense of my heart chakra. I mean, the heart chakra is green, but as I look at this, I'm drawn to my heart as I read it. Spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean, to recharge your batteries. And I'm going to read more of this to you. Water's curative effects are well known and well documented. Since the human body is composed almost entirely of water, this makes sense. Water can wash away sadness, pain, and the ill effects of suffering. Engage in purification rituals involving water more often, and you'll experience an uplifting in your spirit and outlook. Water's magical properties are amplified when you infuse it with your prayers and intentions. Whether you soak in a sea salt bath or bathe in a freshwater spring, you're sure to see the difference that water will make. The phrase in particular that I'm drawn to is, yes, spend time near water such as a lake, river, or ocean, but in particular, to recharge your batteries. Are you feeling a little bit drained? That's what I'm hearing from this goddess, and that's why we're bringing in water. Water is a powerful rejuvenator and cleanser of your energy. And whether it's soaking in it, drinking more of it, or spending time near it, the direction from the goddess as well as from the energy is for you to recharge your batteries. Now, we're talking about practice what you teach. This ties in a few different ways. I'm starting to hear it coming through as I'm shooting this video, like right now. The first thing that's coming through in the energy to tell you in regards to practicing what you teach is that sometimes when we give, and we talked about this many times, we tend to overgive. The teaching, the suggestions, people not quite hearing them or picking up on them, and you're resenting the person for not taking your advice, or you're quietly resenting them while making excuses for them in the front end. But in the background, you're a little bit pissed off. Promise I won't tell anybody. That can drain you. But the thing is, the reason why you're being drained, aggravated, and frustrated by this person is because you didn't take your own advice. Pause for a second and see if that's happening in your life right now. Are you pouring in constructive criticism? Are you pouring in creative ideas and creative problem solving, perhaps to your family member, clients, customers, employees, employer, patients? Who are you pouring in creative solutions to who's not grabbing it? You'll immediately know who, okay, yeah, this person never takes my advice when I tell them to do blah, blah, blah. Okay, take them out of the equation. And just remember that when I tell them to do X, Y, Z, when I tell them to do blah, 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 stop telling them to do it, you do it. Doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter the situation. The reason why you're feeling a sense of resistance is because you're the one who's supposed to be doing it. That's why you need to recharge your batteries. The great thing about spending time in water is that it is so intuitive, other than its cleansing properties. So, and by the way, that's the second thing that came through in the energy to tell you, is that upping your water intake as well as soaking and releasing into the water cleanses you of being attached to other people's drama, to other people's emotions, to resenting other people. The more you drink of water, the more it flushes out the old water that's infused with the toxic sensations, emotions, and feelings of, I resent that you're not taking my advice. And also that resistance vibration, it flushes it out. Why? Because you're just putting in so much new water that it just pushes out the old vibration. As well as spending time near the water, say by the ocean or by a lake, is very grounding and opening for your heart. And they just said that's why when I looked at this, my heart felt very open. So, to summarize, practice what you teach, because you're teaching yourself. You're sending out these beautiful, powerful lessons and creative solutions to others. But please, sample your own stuff. Only in this situation. You deserve the level of love and healing that you give to others. You first, though. Okay? So, drink your water, practice what you teach, and practice loving yourself. Okay? So, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week. Lots of love. Mwah. Bye.